A brand new UI system is coming to Apex Legends with some major changes on how the game actually looks and plays in Season 1. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Blackwoods and welcome back to another episode of Apex Legends Intel Collections. So as we take our first look at the leaked image here, we have managed to get from the data miners who just have been working so hard, mining out all the information that's currently in the game in the brand new update. We found out that the Apex Legends is not just getting a brand new Battle Pass Season 1, but also some major changes to the UI system, which includes like brand new weapons and new attachments, new abilities that can be looted around the map, which is really cool, and much more things that I really want to show you guys in this video. So as far as what we found out in this leaked image here is that there will be a new loot picking UI system, which gives you a much better brief of what you're currently picking up and if it is supported with the weapon of your choice or weapon that you're currently using. And there's also going to be different color variants, which also states that the rarity of the attachments or the weapons that you're picking up, which is really cool. And I think the color variants are already in the game currently, but the new changes are going to make the game UI look way different from what we have been seeing so far in the Apex Legends. And moving on further, one of the biggest major changes we see is the new UI system for the inventory, which is now being shown in-game screen. Yes, that's right, in-game screen, which now gives you all the information about your weapons and the attachments that are being used on your weapons, plus the new fire mode that your weapon is currently on, so that you as players don't get confused yourself in thinking that your weapon is in auto mode while you just end up trying to go ahead and kill a player, but then realize that your weapon is not in auto mode but actually is in single fire mode and then end up dying. To be honest, this happened to me all the time, and I'm really happy to see all of these new changes coming into the game. So now you probably know which fire settings is your weapon on, if it's in single fire or like the auto fire or maybe the burst fire. And moving on, we have the new ability UI, which shows your tactical abilities on the left with the timer remaining for it to refill and can be usable once again. And we've got the ultimate ability on the right side for the Bloodhound Legend, which here I believe it is, which then shows you the percentage in which the ultimate is filled and can be usable once again once it's reached 100%, which I think is really cool. And on the right, we have two new UIs for the throwable weapons that you can carry, such as grenades and arc stars and the fire grenades or whatever that's in the game so far. And that's not it. If you move on slightly towards the right, then here you can see that there's a brand new slot which indicates the amount of shield you have on your character, and the three new arrows that indicate the level of your shield and the color of your shield rarity. And the same goes for the helmet, and the health bar here, which is in gray heart-shaped icon, states if your health is good enough or not. So looking at the way the health bar works in Season 1, we suspect that the health will be refilling over time when you're out of combat every second. Just like what we have seen with games like Call of Duty or Battlefield, where your character's health regenerates over time once you're out of the combat situations, which I think is really cool, and new features that Respawns have added into the game and keeps the FPS feel like way much unique when it comes to Battle Royale genre. And further on towards the right, there's also another empty slot, which then makes me believe that there's going to be new abilities that can be lootable from the map. The reason why I'm saying these are some new abilities that are lootable from the map is because I have another image which I'll be showing you guys in this video further on in a couple of minutes. And moving on further onto the top right corner, we have the new UI for your teammates, which shows their shield levels and their helmet levels as well as their HP, the health potion, at the same time. And not just that, there's also seems to be new emblem to all different legends or different teammates on your team. And further moving on, we have a brand new player count added in the game, which now shows the amount of players left alive rather than showing the amount of squads left. And now I think you can finally make moves according to the players left in the end game situations and decide to yourself if you want to play aggressively or even passively. And that's not it, dudes. Moving on further, we've also got some brand new aim reticles, which I think can be gained from the battle pass unlocks and supply drops that's outside the game, which is purchasable once again, which I'll again be talking to you guys about in a second. And we've also got a brand new UI, which shows the marked items on the map and shows the amount of distance between you and the loot that your teammates have marked in the map, and the amount of time left before the marker disappears permanently from the screen itself, which I think will now be very helpful to spot all the loots that are being marked on the map pretty easily. And finally, we've got a brand new UI for the map, which honestly looks way better than what we currently have, and it also shows the direction in which your teammates and you are actually looking, so that now you can guide your teammates exactly on which direction you want them to watch. So dudes, the UI system that I've shown you guys right now is just the in-game changes that has just happened, but there's also some menu changes, some map changes, which I want to show you guys right away. Taking a look at the second image right here, as you guys can see, there is a brand new map change, and there are some new locations added to the map as well. Some small tiny locations, not some big changes by the way. The map looks way different compared to what we actually have in the game currently, and also the circle that we can see is way different from what we have currently. There's 3 different images. One is the base one, and the second one is the circle closing in, and the third one is the circle actually closing, which is orange in color. And then there's the next circle, which I think is pretty cool, and I personally think the new map UI system looks way better and way more sci-fi compared to what we have seen so far with the old maps, and I was not really happy with how the old map looked so far. And moving on further, we've also got some icon changes for all the different types of ammo and the different types of weapons that are going to be available in the game as well. So first off, taking our first look at the ammo type. The first one basically shows you that it is a sniper ammo, so it's going to be a heavy ammo. Then the second one is going to be the assault rifle, the small ammo. The third one is going to be the energy ammo, and the fourth one is shotgun ammo. And moving on further, dudes, we've got a brand new UI system for the state change indications. So if you guys take a closer look over here, there's also something brand new to the game that we have never had before, known as the Power Buildup. So do you guys remember? Go back to the thing that I said where you can actually pick up abilities in the game, and I asked you guys to keep this in mind. The reason why is because there is a brand new ability right over here. I'm not really sure if this is like a particular Legends ability. So if you right click and aim down sights for a really long time, you then can actually build up your weapons energy with them, which then gives you like much more damage once you hit the enemies, which is really cool. I think this could be what this basically means, or this could be completely different as well. I'm not really sure what this is, or maybe this could be an ability that we can pick up. I'm just gonna let the information flow in and let you guys decide on what this could basically be. So I'm not gonna like false judge you on what this actually is. And moving on further, dudes, we have changes such as team icon status changes, whereas if your teammate is using a mic, there will be a different kind of icon. Without mic, with different kind of icon, speaking and taking damage. There's also something known as bleeding out. Keep this in mind, dudes. Bleeding out and healing ability right here. So do you guys remember when I said your character is going to be regenerating his health potion over time? So do you remember when I said the game's healable abilities are going to be similar to what we've seen in Call of Duty and Battlefield? So I think your character is going to be bleeding out when he takes shots, and there's also new flamethrower coming to the game, so maybe that's what it refers to. When you're on fire, your character basically keeps bleeding. And also your character heals over time once you're out of combat situations. And moving on, we've got a portrait exploration. This is the one icon that shows on all of the player screen of your teammates, the kind of legends that your teammates are using. So this is what it actually looks like. And moving on to the left side over here, we guys can actually see that there is a damage taking UI system. Whereas the damage taking gives you some kind of glitch effect right here. As you guys can see, the shield is being broken off from one of the players' UIs. And there's also another glitch effect being added to the health potion as well. And as your HP decreases, the color changes to like the orange and much more darker colors to the red color at the end of the day. And also we got some changes to the markers in the game. and now the markers look way different compared to what we have seen, and it's way much clearer on what your teammates are pointing out on, or what they basically want to mean and stuff like that. So there are two different ways which they've implemented this. One's going to be the in-game ping icon. So if you're playing the game and if your friends ping in the game and show you guys basically saying there's an enemy right over there, this is how it's basically going to look. And there's another icon which looks way different, which is known as the ping wheel selection. So before your friend selects on which ping he wants to take, this is how it's gonna look. So it's just self-explanatory. I don't want to go too deep inside all of these things. So these are the basically newly added UI systems in the game so far. And moving on further, dudes, we've got a brand new UI exploration. There's also a new grain system added to the game, which makes the game look way different visually, graphically, and stuff like that, which I think they've gone for a much more cinematic look, which is pretty good. And there's also new text here, UI icons here, which then indicates the players that actually speak in game, who type in game, will now be shown in a different UI system. And moving on down all the way, we have got all of these 2x weapon attachments and the way they actually look and stuff like that. So these are the new brand new UI system for the brackets and boxes and how they basically look in game. And moving on further, dudes, we have a brand new UI system for the homepage right over here. So as you guys can take a look at this looks completely different from what is currently in the game, and red looks completely different. And to be honest, I don't really like the new UI system and where they're actually taking this. So it looks like they went on for a much more simple UI compared to what we currently have in the game with all these animated UIs and stuff, so that we can have much more less crashes compared to before, so that the game doesn't take too much of your CPU usage, because as you guys know, the home screen does take a lot of CPU usage, as there's a lot of animated stuff going on in there. So I think that's why they decided to go for a much simpler way of showing the UI system in the home page. And moving on further, there is a massive change when it comes to legends. The reason why is because the legends are no longer called as legends, they are known as gladiators. I don't really know why they came up with this name gladiators, because I was really happy with the word legends, because that's what refers to Apex Legends, right? So they decided to go with gladiators, and as we can see, this is how the character selection is going to look like. And moving on, we've also got some skins, gladiator, cards, execution, intro, and equips. And you're going to be getting different kind of skins. You're also going to be getting different kind of cards from the battle pass, executions from the battle pass, introduction to your characters while you're in the lobby, which is really cool, and also the quips. So if you don't know what the quips are, these are the character voices once you win, or maybe if you kill an enemy, so you can just quip all of those voices. So it looks pretty cool once you do those things. So these are all the new things that are coming out for the battle pass. And moving on, dudes, we have a brand new victory screen, which is not much different from what we currently have, but does look a little bit different. And I think this one is way better from what we currently have, and I do like it. And I do think that Respawn is trying to go for a much more simple and basic way, rather than going for much more animated victory systems and much more animated stuffs added in the game, so that it doesn't take much more of your CPU usage, like I said before, so the crashes in the game could reduce and stuff like that. So maybe that's why they're trying to go for a much more simple way of showing the UI system right now. And moving on further, dudes, we have a brand new card system in which the game actually shows the top players, the top champions. So this is how it's basically going to be showing right now. It's completely changed. I know this one looks way better, and I think Respawn is trying to go for a much more optimistic way of showing the game, so that the game plays well, gives you maximum FPS, doesn't want the game to consume a lot of your CPU usage, which is really good in my opinion. And dudes, moving on to the final change that we have in the UI system, we have a brand new character class icon concepts that we have been shown in here. So the first one I think goes for the Wraith, and the second one is for the Gas Guy, and the third one for Bloodhound, and the fourth one for Gibraltar, and the fifth one is for Pathfinder, and the sixth one could be the Healer. The final one is going to be Mirage. So all of these are the brand new character class icons that have been changed on. This is just a concept art. It is not the final product, and this could finally subject to change when the game actually comes out in Season 1. So with that being said, dudes, I hope that you guys did find this video useful, and these are all the brand new changes that have come to the game. And if you guys want to watch more of these Apex Legends videos like this, and if you guys want to know all the brand new changes coming to the game and all the leaked informations, make sure to go ahead and stay subscribed to this channel, and also drop a like, as your like does encourage me on making more videos like this to make more dedicated content for Apex Legends. So please make sure that you guys drop a like, and also leave your comments, thoughts, everything in the comments down below. With that being said, I'm gonna end off this video right over here, folks. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out, amigos.